Here we go. What up, people? Welcome back. Episode 15 of our podcast. You heard what I said. I'm JP. As always, I got my brothers with me, Dwight and Lateef. What up? What up?
What up, brother?
What up, man? Let's just get right to it. We were waiting for this movie to come out, and it finally came out this weekend, and we all got a chance to see it. So, Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yes.
The story of
great movie.
Yeah, the story about the assassination on Fred Hampton, who was only 21 years old. Like that's part of the movie that kept playing over in my head when I was watching it. Like he was only 21. All the stuff that he was doing.
When we talking about the last episode or the episode before, we was talking about how young Martin and Malcolm was.
Right.
They were like 38, 39 or something.
Right.
They lived a whole nother life. You know what I'm saying? A whole 17, 18 years after Fred Hampton died. He 20.
He was just getting started.
Imagine, just think about what we was doing at 21. It wasn't that.
Not trying to save the people.
Yeah. and putting our lives on the line to save the people at that.
Not feeding the kids.
Yeah.
That
was a wild story. And you know stuff like that still going on as far as the infiltration. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was definitely...
Go ahead, John.
It was definitely an important story to be told, because I think about, as far as our Black history, I think a lot of people don't know his story as much as the rest. Like you mentioned Malcolm or Martin or whatever. I think Fred Hampton is a story that people probably need to know, and probably most people don't know, I would say.
Like Tiff was saying, he was just getting started. You know?
Yeah, that's probably why.
That's probably why.
He was so young.
Right.
One thing I didn't know that I learned in the movies, and I knew when it reached out to the Spanish people, I know he reached out to the Klan.
Right.
I didn't realize that his anti-police rhetoric was as ill as it was.
Right.
Like I can imagine somebody like that now. Every time you see them on TV, they was calling them niggas the pigs.
Yeah.
and he wasn't mealy mouth with it either. He was loud. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Talking about the satisfaction from offing them.
All the pigs.
Complete satisfaction.
Complete satisfaction. And I'm like, okay, I know nowadays he'd have been public enemy number one.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But he would have probably changed that too a little bit, like Malcolm did.
At 21? And Malcolm didn't change until he was in his mid-30s.
No, I'm saying eventually.
If he would have made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? I can see him keep on going the way he's been going, saying what he was saying, and cops in Chicago, of all places, letting that run. Chicago, Philly, New York, let's keep it 1,000, New Jersey State Police, LAPD. We ain't never heard nothing good about them in any situation. So, you know, if you're on TV every day, you got to rally hundreds of people and you calling them pigs all the time. He should have had a little bit more security around him or moved a little differently, because they was definitely coming to get him.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, he moved pretty good though. I mean,
let me tell you why you didn't. Nobody should have known where him and his pregnant Wiz was.
A homeboy was
that's the same. At 21, that too, and also at 21, I don't think you thinking that. I don't think you realizing how deep they in. You know what I'm saying? With the stuff that they doing. So it's like he probably didn't. I know he. You know, thank God the girl actually thought that homeboy was dirty.
Yeah.
She's about to off him early on, but then he worked it out. With the car trick.
Right.
Yeah, it just seemed like it was.
Didn't it seem like kind of quick? I don't know if they really touched on how he infiltrated, how he became part.
They talked about that earlier. He got caught stealing the car.
I know.
No, they talk about how he got so deep in.
That's what I'm talking about. Like I felt like he was already with Fred, like his right hand man, like just like that.
Skip over that.
They showed him in the beginning of like some class. He was doing some classes,
meetings. Like that.
He was giving out food at the back.
Yeah.
And then remember at first they showed him he was just watching Fred talk, and they were going to the headquarters. Then the next scene they showed him he was passing out food.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, actually, before that, he was in the class and he was eyeing the shorty next to him.
Yeah, got called out.
Right, got called out.
A little discipline for that.
Yeah.
It's crazy because the Panthers got infiltrated too, right?
They were
the Panthers.
Yeah, that's Panthers.
I'm talking about Huey Newton in them.
Oh, in Oakland.
Oh, yeah.
In Oakland.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Has it been a story about that?
Nah, not yet.
Not to this degree.
Remember they had Panther with Marion Van Peebles? Like in the,
I remember that. Yeah. I remember
they
that.
need to have one.
Why you laugh? He's like,
Come on, man. Mario, man.
I mean, he gave us New Jack City.
I respect Mario, though. I respect Mario.
Mario gave us New Jack City. Mario gave us the Black Western.
Yep. The Western joint, yeah.
Posse.
Yeah, which is great.
Posse.
Mm-hmm. Definitely could have had a better name, but we'll forgive him.
Actually, though, that was the real name for it. That's what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought the movie was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it was just good. I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I thought the teaching aspect of it was great because there were a lot of people that didn't even know that this dude existed, much less what he accomplished when he was here.
Right.
So shout out to Ryan Coogler.
Mm-hmm. Executive producer on the film.
Yeah, he 2 for 2 so far, or 3 for 3 because he did Fruitvale Station too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 for 3.
That's crazy that he's only 3 for 3.
Yeah. Wow. But he's also young. Ryan Coogler, what, 30?
Yeah.
He's like 34, 35. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Nah, the movie was done great.
It was done really great. Yeah.
The production, the acting. It should be some nominations from this.
Yeah. I agree with that. I thought Daniel, I can't mess up his last name, but he was really good as Fred.
He already got nominated for a Golden Globe, I think.
Oh, he did? Okay.
And let me tell you, I was extremely skeptical when he got named for being Fred Hampton. Not because I didn't think he could act, but because he's from London, I didn't know how he would relate to.
No, them London boys nice, man.
No, you did not hear what I just said, brother. I said, not saying that he couldn't act. I knew he had the chops to do it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to being able to know how to act. It was one thing to be able to jump in that because you've had uncles or grandfathers or friends or something who have gone through that or seen that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And to his credit, all he can get really was, I guess, articles and clips and stuff like that and stuff that he could read. And then I guess maybe the wife helped him out because I saw she was part of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fred's widow. And then the son, saying, gave any information that he could have gave on the new party, whatever. But most of the people who were there around that time died. You know what I mean? So it's like he had to pull on a lot of just natural ability and the stuff that he pulled from there. And I guess being able to just step outside of himself and put himself in Fred's shoes for me. Yeah. So I thought he did great. I thought the woman that played Fred's wife did excellent. She did a great job. I actually thought Lakeith did a great job.
Yeah,
I thought he was damn good.
Yeah, he's a very unlikable character, but he did a great job. He did a great job showing how desperate the guy was after a while, showing how scared he was, thinking that he was gonna come back. I didn't know about the remember when they had the Panther that was hiding out with them, and then he ended up being the FBI.
That was crazy.
Hoover had his people all up in our people's house.
Yeah.
When Malcolm had that issue, Martin had that issue, Fred Hampton had that issue, Medgar Evers had that issue, Elijah Muhammad had that issue.
Yeah, because he said we were the biggest threat to their way of living.
Black unity.
And you remember, another thing I learned too when he was in the movie. He said Fred Hampton said that his mother used to watch, who just babysit Emmett Till.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
He was like, she didn't do it a lot, but he remembers her babysitting him a few times.
Just being connected with that is crazy because he would always had a point of reference to talk about. Right. Like my mom used to babysit this kid. This is what he looked like when she babysat. Just what he looked like after them people got done with him.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
You know who else they haven't had a biopic for? And who needs it? Marcus Garvey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that need to be an all black everything production. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, like it needs to be financed by black people, it needs to be distributed by black people, directed by black people, produced by black people. That's the only way we are not going to be upset with the way our people are depicted. It's always going to be something missing if we got somebody else in it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're thinking about other things. They may not think about the art of the movie. They may think about the bottom line, which I 100% understand. But then I think you might lose some of that if you don't give everything that you're supposed to. And I think that was it.
And that's probably why it hasn't been done, because that's the type of story that it needs to be done right. I mean, they did quite a few, stories that were, you could question were good, or like with Mandela or whatever. Things like they had a few Mandela movies, but
and roughly 75 Martin Luther King movies.
75.
Roughly, I mean, give or take 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What was the last one? Was that Glory?
The one at the bridge.
That Ava DuVernay did.
Yeah.
Because I like that one because that focused on just one part. Selma. It focused on one part of him, of what he was doing.
Right.
It wasn't trying to be a whole broad doc on him, and so I like that.
But you can't tell me that the Black Star Line isn't a very attractive story for our people. The Back to Africa movement isn't a very attractive story for our people.
Oh yeah.
So unfortunately, like you said, John, there may be other forces going on why this hasn't been made. But I think if we want to think about somebody else to get another biopic made, I think Marcus Garvey would have to be the next guy in line.
Yeah, that would be something special.
Yeah,
that would be something special. I mean, I wonder if we would ever get a Bob Marley one. That would be crazy.
I'm surprised there hasn't been one.
Right. When you think about it,
but I got to sign off on that.
That's of course.
One thing about the Marleys, they don't mess around with getting their likeness misappropriated.
Right.
They own all that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Down to the coffee they sell.
But if it was to be done, that would be huge.
One of his sons should play him.
Huge.
You got 4 of them niggas look just like him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One of them should play him. It's like, I think that would be a good one too. I think Bob Marley's story is nuts.
I think with the way movies are going now, like as far as streaming and not worrying about box office numbers anymore, we might get more of that.
I also think that the fact that, like you said, there are more streaming services, so there's more places available to house stuff like that.
Right.
And there are more people out here right now that are doing films and short films and stuff like that. Like, I don't need a 2.5-hour film on home, but it should be something to tell his story. It should be something to tell Harriet's husband's true story.
Right.
I didn't see that Harriet joint, did you?
Yeah, it was okay. It was, I don't know, it was just,
that's how you can tell it was something that wasn't done by us for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need, and it can't always be the same people. You know what I'm saying? You don't want Ryan to do everything. You don't want Spike to do everything. You don't want Will Packer to do everything. That ain't Will Lane anyway.
Right.
You know, we need somebody else to tell that story. You know what I mean? And I think you see more of the stuff coming out now. Like, you see more, but I see more athletes and stuff. They seem to be involved in documentaries and stuff like that. They just want to do stuff like that because that's what
Who's doing the Richard Pryor joint?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Okay.
I heard years ago.
Yeah.
Epps got.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Then I heard that it was Marlon Wayans. Then I heard they scrapped it. Then I saw Mike Epps talking about it again. So I don't know if it's issues with the prior estate or if it's issues with with production money. I can't think of anybody. I don't think it's money, put it that way. I don't think there's no comedian that's worth his weight in money that if somebody came to him and said, "Yo, I need some money to get the Richard Pryor, biopic done." Just like they did, just like people kicked for Malcolm X. I think it'll be Kevin Hart's and Eddie Murphy's of the world. I wouldn't have any problem kicking money towards that. That said, that means that it might be something else going on. You know what I'm saying? Maybe with the unhappiness with the way Pryor was predicted. Like, Rich had a lot of shit going on.
Yeah. And if you're going to do it right, you got to be real.
Yeah, you got that. And you got like 5 wives.
Right.
And you don't know if they all agree with, number one, being put in the movie. And number one, how they look in the movie if they are put in it.
And I think certain stories shouldn't be a movie. I think it should be like a limited series or something like that. I think it needs to be more than one night. Like, some people's story is hard to get in a couple of hours. Like, you just can't do it. You just can't do it. Especially long careers. I mean, people skip over certain parts, but you want a cohesive, and people, they didn't even talk about this part in the movie, and so it's like certain stories need a limited.
Perfect example for that is New Edition. There's no way in the world it could have done New Edition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did it the way they did.
Yeah, I'm glad they did it.
Yes.
That's an excellent point.
Right.
Yeah.
That was what? That was 3 nights? That was 3 nights?
I think 3.
2 hours
It
apiece?
might have been 4, right?
Oh, it was like 4, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 4. 4 2 hours. 4
Yeah,
2 hours.
something like that. Like that
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
I mean,
perfect
you'd have
sense.
to do that with Michael Jackson. Like, you can tell Michael Jackson's story in no movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
One of Mike joints, he just looked wild, man. Like,
Oh yeah.
So remember they had Flex? Remember they had Flex like Mike?
Yeah.
With the stupid voice and all that?
they all got the Tyler Perry hair, man. Like crazy.
Yeah, like that can find a better Jericho way
Right.
in Hollywood.
It's just so weird, man. But yeah, Mike would definitely need a few. Speaking of that, have y'all seen I don't know if it aired yet, but Rock Story on NBC that's coming?
No, I heard about
The
it. I
Rock.
haven't seen it.
He has his
No,
story.
oh, okay.
Which
The Rock.
Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh man, I don't respect him. Thought you talking about The Rock, man. Charles Dutton, man.
Oh.
That's Rock.
That's Rock. That's the.
I remember seeing The Rock and Alan Payne.
Yeah, I don't think we would see
one of our parties in Odell's back in the day.
Yeah, I remember that too.
He
came with P Love. He was with P Love.
Yeah, with P. Shout out to P Love.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be showing the Charles S. Dutton story on NBC.
There's a comic that's playing. He just opened a comedy club in Seattle too. His name is Nate something. Damn, I'm sorry, I forgot his name. But he playing the Junkyard Dog in that, and he showed pictures of him when he got the bowl. And showed stills, showed some stills from there. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy seeing him with the little fro and all that shit. I didn't know that Rocky Johnson and the Junkyard Dog was like this.
Yeah,
the Rocks Pops and the Junkyard Dog was like, yeah. So that's why he got a good buddy.
Yes, I guess it's a series, maybe for a season or whatever.
Yeah, whole series.
I believe. I was just like
18 episodes.
Like has that ever happened? Like Rock is clearly the biggest movie star in the world right now.
I'm about to say he is the biggest movie star in Hollywood.
But I've never seen anything like this before.
But who've become the last biggest stars we've had? Who got the same story that Rock got? Your dad was a famous wrestler. Then you became a champion wrestler in the same business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then moved from that into movies and all that stuff. It's like
and became the biggest star in the movies.
Is it a biopic?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not a series. Like
it's like a series. Yeah, it's almost like a comedy series.
A scripted series.
It is a comedy series.
So he's playing himself.
No, he's not in it.
Yes,
it's about him though.
Yeah,
that's a little boy. He a little boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about his family.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like only person.
I did see something about that a while ago. Okay.
Only person I think could have been close to that, who would have had who was that big of a star in wrestling that could have moved into a TV series, probably would have been Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Because Hulk Hogan was a mega star.
Megastar.
Yeah.
Megastar.
He had toys and all that before they had toys. Like before everybody had toys. And everybody got toys in WWE now.
I think.
And then you know what else was getting it back then with the TV shows? When Lawrence Mr. T. Terrell. Remember Mr. T had a cartoon.
Yeah.
Was in mad movies. Showed up in mad sitcoms and all that.
Yeah.
He probably still getting residual checks from NBC and shit.
Probably.
They never did those 18 movies right, man.
Oh.
The 18 movie that they had out, the most recent one, that was dope to me.
You mean the one with
the racist Liam Neeson?
Oh yeah, right. And Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Okay.
Yeah. And the UFC fighter. What was his name?
It's a brother. Rampage Jackson.
Yeah. Right. They did 2 of those, right?
That was cool. Yeah.
No, they did one. They did 2? They did one.
1 or 2?
It was just one.
I did like that one then. Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. And the dude that played Murdoch was hilarious. The dude that played Murdoch was hilarious.
He was funny.
So yeah, that was pretty good. I just hope that we get to, like you said, T, because of the streaming thing, that we get to see more of those type of movies that appeal to us and stories of of those figures in our culture that we want to see stories about, like a Marcus Garvey or
what's the next joint we got coming up, like for our people? Is there a new, what's the next movie we got? I haven't heard
Billie Holiday.
Okay, I think I heard that's coming down the pipe.
The singer, I forgot what the singer's name is, but she's playing Billie Holiday, I believe. I forgot the singer's name.
She better be ready because that ain't no easy role to jump up on.
Yeah, I believe. I have to look it up. I can't remember her name though, but yeah, I think that's the next one coming this year at some point. Also, I mentioned on the chat that Donald Glover and this other I forget her name. They're doing a Mr. and Mrs. series spinoff coming to Amazon.
It's the white
Prime.
actress though, right?
Yeah. I forgot her name.
I figured it'd be white, some interracial stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it makes sense.
Donald Glover give us that enough. With all due respect to him, you know what I'm saying. He got a big crossover audience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Hipster audience. I didn't think they could have gave him a sister. That's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
I like the movie. I like the original movie with
the
Brad.
movie was great.
Yeah.
The movie was great.
Yeah,
the movie was great.
And like Teef said, it is a dope premise for a series. So
yeah,
right.
And I like Donald Glover as an actor. I don't know too much about that actor, so let me not.
Yeah.
I've been like 0 for 5 lately in those. Just either my ignorance or my racism has jumped out and I've slandered somebody, and then I see it I'm like.
Well, speaking about ignorance and racism,
while we're here,
Dwight's favorite singer in life just issued a public apology to our Janet Jackson and his ex-girlfriend Brittany Spears. I don't know what the Britney Spears thing was about.
For something that he didn't do, according to Teef.
and he apologized to Janet Jackson basically about the whole Super Bowl scandal. How long? That was 18 years ago?
No.
How long ago was that?
13 maybe. 13.
So that everybody remembers Nipplegate, and
yeah.
Teef, you had an interesting take on it, but we can get to that in a second. About y'all both in on it. One of y'all just got caught, like whatever. You gotta explain that anyway. But
how you figure one got caught, and the one you saying that got caught didn't rip the shit off. What are you talking about?
Where was the pasty then? Nipple was out. Nipple was
she
there.
She had a little ring on. Thank God.
She knew it was getting ripped off.
Dogs, and so did he.
Okay, well, so she had the nipple out. Right.
Okay.
She wanted to show the nipple.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
She got caught. She got caught with it.
I get all that. And best
he got away. He ran out the back door. She got stuck.
She told his skinny ass before he went out there what was gonna happen. It wasn't no, oh shit, I thought she was gonna have a pasty on her. Oh shit, I thought she was gonna have another bra on underneath that one.
It was her.
Be out.
It was her idea, right?
Yeah. So how you figure she got caught? And she the only one. Ain't like they ran from robbing a bank and she got tackled and the rest of the web.
He ain't get seen. He's always the second person. You know what I mean? She had the nipple. She got caught. She got seen. What do you want to do?
She's the one with the nipple. It's her fault. That's what you're saying?
Come on, man. I'm not sexist.
Just say you hate black women, T. Just go ahead and admit it.
No, first of all, I don't know how I feel about him issuing this apology like all these years later.
Come on, man.
Did
I feel that.
Album, babe.
Talk to her? Did you talk to her directly first? Like, I respect that more. Just talk to her directly first. Like,
we don't need to know. He ain't making no heat. He's still been Justin.
Yeah, his career did not suffer. Yeah. He didn't have to do this. So I wonder why he did it.
This is that climate.
Keep going. Keep going. The climate down. Think about it.
Getting pressured.
Oh.
Yeah. What I called the nigga before. I called him a culture vulture before. And this right here is proving it. No. Look, he could have been, like John said, he went 13 years.
What did he actually apologize for? What did he say? I didn't read it.
I don't have to pull it up, but
yeah, what did he apologize for?
He was basically saying
he didn't do nothing. Since he didn't do nothing, what did he apologize for?
He basically said that he failed them. Let me. I'll pull up the tweet. I don't know.
This nigga, yo.
Ain't stick up for like, oh yeah, I was there too.
No, here we go.
Yeah.
That would have been enough.
Listen, on his Instagram, he posted a few days ago. I've seen the messages, tags, comments, and concerns, and I want to respond. I don't know what he saw, but I
White.
don't know if he was. He saw Dwight.
I tagged him a few
Dwight.
times.
Yeah, I'm sure. He's like, I'm deeply sorry for the times in my life where my actions contributed to the problem, where I spoke out of turn or did not speak up for what was right. I understand that I fell short in these moments and in many others, and benefited from a system that condones misogyny and racism.
Oh,
I specifically, well, hold up. I specifically want to apologize to Britney Spears and Janet Jackson, both individually, because I care for and respect these women and I failed. I also feel compelled to respond in part because everyone involved deserves better, and most importantly, because this is a larger conversation that I wholeheartedly want to be a part of and grow from. The industry is flawed. It sets men, especially white men, up for success. It's designed this way. As a man in a privileged position, I have to be vocal about this. Because of my ignorance, I did not recognize it for all that it was while it was happening in my own life, but I do not want to ever benefit from others being pulled down again. I have not been perfect in navigating all of this throughout my career. I know this apology is the first step and doesn't absolve the past. I want to take accountability for my missteps in all of this, as well as be a part of a world that uplifts and supports. I care deeply about the well-being of the people I love and have loved. I can do better, and I will do better.
clearly, he doesn't know he's apologizing for either.
Yo,
He didn't say
one thing
about
what is that?
what I did.
What is that?
That'd be and that's the shit I'm talking about. You just doing that because they gave you a little pressure. You just doing that because it's the in thing to do to protect black women. So you think, you know what I'm saying? He had 13 years to do this.
What do you do to Brittany?
13 years. Son, look, it was, what's the name, caught mad heat over that shit. She got banned from Viacom. Just like Nick caught the Viacom joint. She got banned from that. She lost millions of dollars over that and her reputation. All right? Was she wrong?
She lost her reputation in certain people's eyes. Not from us.
Correct.
Not from us.
But we never, the only person that lost his reputation in our eyes was probably Robert Kelly. And and to half of us, you know, they still rocking him. So that's the whole other thing.
Right.
But but that's what Teef is saying is what I was saying. Is like, he don't even know what he apologizing for. And this is the shit I'm talking about. It's like, he just jumping out now. I doubt he need the money or anything like that. He might got an album coming out soon, probably, and he need to clear the air a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Brittany going through a lot of shit right now with her dad, trying to get her money back, control of her money back, all that type shit. Janet Jackson went years still going through the shit. Wes Moonves ain't never apologized to her or said, you can come back. He's one of the most powerful people in television. So if he could ban her from CBS, he could ban her and do that to other people.
Right.
And she won't even know.
I think Lateef, what he's apologizing for and not really saying is the fact that when it all went down, after Janet got banned and all, he could have spoke up for her and been like, y'all shouldn't ban her. It may not have worked or whatever, or he'd be like, if y'all, I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that. Like he could have did that then, but he chose not to because he's like, oh, I'm good. I don't want to jeopardize it. And I get it, but
yeah, I get it. How old was he at that time?
Oh, he's 40. I think he's 40 now. So I mean, he might have been like 27.
And not only that, but before you try to give him
know.
that excuse, he had been through this business for years with his boy band. He knew the ins and outs and the ugliness and all that shit. He knew the power of different people and shit. He knew what this could have done to her. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he had to fall on his sword or do anything crazy like that. But when everybody was going at her, like it was her, Janet, he'd have been like, hold up. We was both on that stage. You know what I'm saying? Okay, did we go a little bit too far? Yeah, but please, y'all shouldn't be vilifying her with the way y'all doing this. You know, so I was on that stage with her. I'm the one who took it off. We both agreed to do this beforehand. I knew what was going to go on. All that could have just been said. And whatever happened, and if the same thing would have happened, if Janet would have got banned and Justin would have kept on going with the same exact shit would have happened, same outcome. Couldn't nobody ever said anything to him. He would have had no reason to apologize now because back then when it happened, he was a stand guy and he stood up for it. That's all I was saying. And he's made too much money and got too much notoriety from our community for him to take 13 years to make that apology to one of the most revered people in our community.
Yeah, as we're talking about it and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I want to say the apology is unnecessary at this point.
And
Especially
like he said, if he didn't call her and Brittany directly,
right,
shit doesn't mean nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Janet hasn't said that. He didn't say, yo, I reached out to him. When people do apologies like that, they be like, I talked to Brittany.
Yeah, we've had a conversation. Yeah, exactly.
And I think one of y'all said it earlier. Why are you bringing that shit up? Like, Janet moved on with her life, married a billionaire. She ain't think about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Brittany got her own shit she had to worry about. She ain't thinking about what Justin is doing. He done moved on. She done moved on, had kids and all that. Like, why are you apologizing now? It seems like he only doing it for himself, to make himself feel better, number one, and to clear the way from when he got new music or a movie or something coming up soon. And that, my friend, is part of being what I said he was, being a culture.
It is. My thing is, I wonder if he was feeling pressure, or he just like, it was on his heart to just, you know what, this has been eating at me too long. I need to right this wrong.
I don't think so, because he's
like,
not for 13
years. You don't think so? What you don't think so? What, that he was feeling pressure from some people, or
I feel he's feeling pressure. Yeah.
Okay, that
was eating on his heart. He doesn't know what he apologized for. That whole thing you read, there was no clear cut reason, or
right.
I did this and I'm sorry for this.
He danced around it.
Yeah, because he don't know. Like, was I wrong? I don't know. Did I really do something? They said I did. All right, maybe. Okay.
And remember when I went at him the first time, I said, yo, he may not know. Remember? I said he may not know.
He may not know, but somebody around him, and
nobody
around him would have said something like, yo.
Nobody around him, no.
He may not. His wife probably did. She's
or maybe at the time somebody suggested, and he shut it down.
He been with Shorty for 10 years.
Shit, nobody's thinking about that 10 years ago.
Son, if it happened 13 years ago, they was thinking about it 10 years ago.
Is people talking about it now because of the climate, everything that's going on for the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. Nobody's thinking about that 10 years ago.
So when it happened, homeboy, because he was flourishing, decided, because ain't nobody talking about it, I might as well not even say nothing about it. Let it
right, and nobody around him was saying nothing about it. He's the biggest star. It's like, nah, we good.
And nobody should have to say anything to him about it.
Right. He just continued on. Point. He's like, he just was good, continued on to make black music and sell millions of records. As a white man unscathed.
And that's all I'm saying.
If you think about that.
Think about it. I'm not saying that he don't got white fans. I'm sure he does.
Of course he does. Yeah, of course.
But I'm sure he got some zeros added to his account because he was rocking with us.
Yeah. He got mad white friends. I mean,
and he knew that.
But he makes black music.
JP, when Future Sex Love Sounds came out,
right?
We talked. Did we say anything about Janet Jackson?
Nothing.
Like, this album is crazy.
Nothing.
And you're allowed to do that. Truth. And you can separate the two things, just like we were talking about with Homeboy. Right. I never take away from Justin's talent. Mm-hmm. He's a superstar.
I'm saying it wasn't in our mind either about, he wronged Janet Jackson. That wasn't even a thought.
You're right.
No, because it also didn't come out. It also didn't come out right after the Nipplegate. If it had came out 6 months after Nipplegate, you might have still had that on your mind. It came out a little while after that. The uproar went down a little bit. Janet was still banned, but because she caked up, we didn't think, we like, fuck your band. It was like, it's Janet Jackson. I can't ban Janet Jackson.
It didn't change. She didn't change in our eyes, or she wasn't like. No. It was still the same. So yeah.
It wasn't like she disrespected the culture or nothing like that. She was on some risque shit.
And being who she was too.
Right.
Did he feel like this is going to hurt her career? Like, me not.
It wasn't about her career. It's about support for somebody that you were at the very least a colleague of.
Right. Especially when you started to see she was being affected by it. With the band and stuff like that.
We would all be naive to think that he didn't see any of that backlash that she got. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he saw that. I'm sure he heard it. I'm sure it was all that. And he chose to stay silent. That's the difference. If he'd have said something, we'd been like, shut your ass up, man. We got it. Then I could have felt him being like, all right. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't even try to say anything. And that part right there, I thought was foul. And like John said, and after that, he made a nice living off of making black music.
Right. I mean,
that alone right there means that you were obligated, at least in some. And like I said, he didn't have to throw his career away, but he could have easily said, okay, it ain't just all her. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold up, get off her back. I was up there too. This is Janet Jackson we talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, give her the respect that she deserved. It wasn't just some regular chick that was just up there. It was Janet Jackson. You know what I'm saying? That was if it was Madonna, I'd have expected him to do the same thing. You know
Did
what
he
I'm saying?
ask her to come perform with him at the Super Bowl?
I thought it was her and
No, the last one he did.
Oh, the last one. Oh.
Oh, so he got invited to so you mean tell me he got invited to go back?
I can't remember. When was that?
That was a few years ago.
Okay, let me check.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That makes my sword even sharper then.
Oh God.
I think he did invite her, like asked her to come. And she said no.
That'd have been the time to apologize. That'd have been the time to apologize then.
I mean, why? She said no. Why?
All right.
He did it in 2018.
Okay. Yeah.
2018.
In the middle of the Me Too movement. Okay.
2018. And
let's move on to something else, because me and agree on this one.
And then the other one was in 2004. So that was 17 years ago. So we're clear. So I was closer. Just so we clear.
Yeah,
just so we clear, man.
Yeah. And to be perfectly honest,
February 1st, 2004. Like exactly 17 years ago, pretty much.
Somebody real would have been like, yo, until you ain't got to invite her back until y'all lift that ban on her for something that she didn't do all by herself. I'm not doing that.
Didn't they lift the ban?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No?
I don't remember.
As long as Les Moonves still breathing, they not lifting that ban. He's like a Summer Redstone type, old school money, old school power. You know what I'm saying? He don't gotta acquiesce to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I get this part of it. It's like, yo, you cost me mad money on fines. I lost advertisers. It's like, you lost me a whole bunch of money. I'm not blaming him for how he reacted.
Right.
Doesn't believe you the steward of this. You know what I'm saying? You running this. If you did something and y'all didn't tell me I was gonna do it, number one. Mm-hmm. Then I find out about it. You got all these soccer moms on the day where all these hits is watching TV, and they all on my back. I lost millions of dollars, and people paying millions of dollars every fucking commercial for 30 seconds. I lost money doing that because of y'all. So no, you can't come back. Now he's not part of it no more. That's probably why Justin was allowed to come back. Janet ain't had music out in a while, so it probably no reason to bring her back. But the fact of the matter is, he could have made good on this a couple times, and it seemed like he didn't. It happened in 2004. He put out music a couple times, probably in between that and the time that he did the Super Bowl in 2018. Mm-hmm. It's like, what else? I mean, damn, son, what else you want us to add? If I was in court, I would feel great about my case right now, too. Like I said, I will never take away from Justin's talent. Justin is dope. He's proven that. You know what I'm saying? Over and over and over and over again.
I went to see him perform with Jay-Z a few years ago when they went on tour together. So, you know,
I hated that.
I've contributed to his success still.
I bought some Justin music before I got into the streaming world. I was going to buy and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not mad at, you know, like I said, he's a good artist, great artist.
But we have a point.
Yeah, he
fumbled.
Yeah, he fumbled there. That's all. And that doesn't mean we need to vilify the God. You know what I'm saying? And say,
right.
I think that even though his apology was kind of hollow, mm-hmm. if your behavior has changed, or you do something really to try to benefit, or try to learn, or maybe you put something on, or you set up a scholarship, any little shit. I mean, you're rich, money at it, and just be gone. You know what I'm saying? But don't you put the apology out now? We're gonna see what happens. Like you said. Or we see what happens coming up in the next couple months. If he got music coming out, then we know what it was about.
Right. We'll see what happens.
We already knew he had music coming out.
Well, yeah,
I don't know if he got music coming out or not.
Yeah, no, he's been working on something for a while.
I mean, it's a profession. They should always have music coming out. You know what I mean?
He also been working like that.
I know he's one of those that he take his time.
He started doing movies. He started doing movies and all that too. Yeah. So I was like,
I mean, even before that, like he would take time in between. Like, think about it. He don't have a lot of albums.
No,
for as long as he's been out.
Solo ones.
Solo ones.
Yeah, four.
Yeah, he takes his time. He takes his time, and I respect that.
He probably still spending Backstreet Boy money or whatever.
Of course.
In sync.
In sync. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, we'll switch gears. Let's get into the sports bag because
him and Joey Fatone.
Joey ain't no good, man.
Joey right now hosting some MTV fucking challenge or some shit.
Yeah. You got to diversify, man.
Hey man, I ain't mad at him.
For real. So speaking of things that's going to be coming up in a couple months, or maybe not in the near future, the Lakers were the front runners for the chip, but that may all be in jeopardy now because one of their star players, now LeBron, Anthony Davis, has aggravated an Achilles. It's not ruptured, but he aggravated it, and I think they're saying he's going to sit out at least a few weeks, which I think it definitely should be at least a month before he does anything. Because without Anthony Davis, Lakers are not getting anywhere. That's a fact.
They can't win the finals without him.
That's what I mean. They're not winning another chip.
No. So I'll sit them till right before the playoffs.
I respect that.
And this means Bron gets MVP again.
He's MVP anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, but people don't want to give it to him. Yeah.
Like they didn't give it to Mike.
Right.
Right. But they definitely have to rest him for as long as it takes because he is necessary. He's very vital to that team, man. Like, I mean, the team is still great, but you gonna go over.
I would rest them enough where the Lakers would just get home court advantage. But as far as I'm concerned, he would be load managed the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
easy.
No back-to-backs. You may not even travel that much with the squad. You know what I'm saying? Go work on that. Because I remember when KD got hurt, and before he came back, they said it was a strained Achilles. He went out there, started cooking. What was it, second quarter?
No, they said it was a calf injury. Remember? They said a calf. They said a strained calf. Right.
Strained calf.
Right.
And he went out there, played for 15 minutes and snapped that joint in two.
I think I just read that in a blurb with Anthony. They were saying the same things. Some were saying Achilles and some were saying the calf.
And if I'm him, I'm remembering what went down with KD. I'm remembering I just got a ring.
Yes.
I'm working with house money. Y'all may not see me till April.
Yeah.
You know
and I'm sure everybody would think the same thing. They know how important he is to that team.
They
spent a lot of money on him.
So, and not only that, but they're not winning the Western Conference without him. Much less they ain't getting to the finals without him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if they get to the finals and he can't play no games, Brooklyn winning in 5. If they help. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they wouldn't see me till April.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, look, y'all can say what y'all want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It'll be interesting now, like, because I guess some of the other team members, they got to step it up because Bron has started, but he still needs to be, you know what I'm saying, managed too. His minutes need to be managed too.
Yeah.
Because especially, and it'll lean more on him for the rest of the regular season if Anthony Davis is out for a serious amount of time. I mean, but LeBron is, he ain't 23. I mean he's in great shape, but he still needs that time managed too.
Yeah,
especially
he's still enough of LeBron to get them
and not be exhausted by
second, third seed. Easy.
Second, third seed, yeah.
And not be that much exhausted because he's gonna.
He manages his time though. In game he manages time.
Okay.
He'll take 10 minutes off in the game on the court.
Yeah.
Okay.
and he take care of himself off the court.
Yeah.
Spend $1.5 million to take care of himself off the court.
Yeah.
Right.
You know
I'm just saying that I feel I feel like he definitely needs to watch it because with Anthony being out, I mean, dude's got to step it up so LeBron doesn't take most of the load, but he's going to take most of the load anyway. That's all I'm saying.
They make a trade?
For who? And then you got to give up. Because I'm not helping the Lakers if I'm a team.
Right.
It's like, what y'all going to give me, a first-round draft pick where I'm picking 30th? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm good.
Right.
No, I'm good on that. I'm trying to think of who the Lakers got, unless you want to give me Kuzma. But even watching him.
Get rid of Kuzma in a minute, man.
Yeah,
of course you would if he was a Lakers fan. I would too.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. But if I'm somebody who I want to give up for him, and do I want him?
Well, Drummond out. Where Drummond going?
Alexa, stop. Drummond probably end up, I think he will stay in the East. I can see Drummond going to the Celtics for some reason. Because they need some help. You know what I'm saying? Or like one of the contenders. I can see him going to the Celtics. I can see him going to Milwaukee. Maybe even Miami. You know what I'm saying? But
the East one cancel themselves out though.
Why you say that?
Because they got with Boston, you got Boston, Brooklyn,
Nobody
Milwaukee.
Nobody
Right, nobody's beating them, but they got to play each other enough, and then in the playoffs play each other. Those are gonna be long series.
Oh yeah, agreed.
I don't know.
What you think Brooklyn is gonna be a really?
Look, I'm not a James Harden fan.
Right.
Let me take this back. I don't like watching him play when he was in Houston. I thought he was boring. I thought the between the legs.
Boring.
But no. Look, he didn't. No, what he did wasn't spectacular. He was prolific, yes, but what he did, he wasn't fun to watch. He got half his points from the line. He'd run through the line and throw his arms up. Somebody would hit him and all that. Or he played, I'm going to lull you to sleep for 15 seconds, going between my legs, and then I'm going to shoot a step back jumper. And 2 years ago, that was a walk. But that's a whole nother story. All I'm saying is, LeBron is a lot more exciting to watch. Paul George is a lot more exciting to watch. Kyrie Irving, twice as exciting to watch. Steph Curry, more exciting to watch. KD, more exciting to watch. They just more exciting and more appealing to the eyes to watch. Like I said, I got to realize when I'm saying this, I'm not taking away from his talent. He's one of the greatest scorers I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how boring I think it is, shit ain't worked for him. That's why he got out of there. You know what I'm saying? Now, how he's been playing in Brooklyn with this point guard role, that's the good James Harden right there. That's somebody you could watch. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's enjoying the game more, but when you was down there going 3 for 17 in game 7s, you didn't have no problem. You know what I'm saying? The whole team was built around you. You pouted, you got out. I thought that was corny, especially you did it to a black coach. That's a whole nother story too. That being said, I said on this particular podcast, if they make the finals, I got $1,500 for a seat. Did I not say that?
Right. Yes.
I said that on here.
Yeah.
When they first said that he might be going there. So don't get it twisted. I didn't like how he played in Houston. I thought the isolation was just boring. That's not good basketball to watch. That's why Golden State was so popular, because they were great basketball to watch. Watching him, KD, and Flat Earth play the way they play is great basketball to watch.
Yeah, it is. But like with Harden though, I think he's one of the best one-on-one players of all time. Like the fundamentals of what he's doing, how hard it is and what he does, it's incredible to me. Like
I agree with you 100%. All that shit don't matter if it's a team game, because
no, it don't.
Because when they needed him to do that one-on-one shit, and it was game 5, game 6, game 7, and they caught up to him, it didn't happen for him.
Yeah.
And the thing that made me mad about the shit the most was I didn't hear one time him saying I had to be better, because he thinking that it was just the points. Okay, you got a whole bunch of points up until the time where you needed it. You lost 2 game 7s at home, dog. Right? And the 2 game 7s you lost, the other team didn't have one of their star players. You know what I'm saying? That don't happen to the alphas. That's not happening to LeBron.
KD did.
Well, he went against the greatest backcourt in the history of basketball. One of the times that Harden did that, one of those dudes we talking about was gone.
Them 2 light-skinned boys jumped him the whole game. What you mean?
one of those times, Clay was out. That's all I'm saying. He had a full. Actually, he lost 3 game 7s. All right. One time Chris Paul was hurt, so you gotta give him a pass on that.
Right.
Other time he had his full allotment of everybody he wanted, and he's the one that didn't come through. He's the one. If he'd have went out with a 45, 13, and 8, I wouldn't have said nothing to him. Dog, you went 3 for 17 at home and said that I don't have the players to win. Maybe you didn't do enough. Y'all didn't get blown out. Y'all lost by 6. Okay? So if you would have went 5 for 17 from 3, y'all would have went overtime.
Right.
If you would have went 6 for 17 from 3, y'all would have won. At some point, you got to take the blame. And it was everybody else's fault but his. Son, they set that team up to play the way that you wanted them to play. Nobody else in the league played like that, because you can't win like that. Kobe Bryant, God bless him, said that when they interviewed him. He scores a lot of points. He ain't win no championship like that. You can't. And if anybody was going to do it, would have been Bean. know what I'm saying? If he can't do it, what makes you think James Harden can?
You gotta play D too, though. That's the thing. Team defense.
That is important.
And I'm saying now,
which something the Nets right now constructed aren't doing.
Right.
But not one time do you hear Son say, "I got to be better defensively," because you can't keep on winning games 145 to 140.
Right.
Damn sure ain't gonna happen in the playoffs.
Nah.
And let's say the Celtics do up and get lucky and get somebody.
Mm-hmm.
If they can keep the core team they got right now with Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, and
Tatum is a beast, man.
What's homeboy name? Brown skin too.
Damn it. Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
If you can keep them three and then get somebody else who they can give them some problems because the other team play defense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And at some point it's going to be an issue. You know what I'm saying? And Jason Tatum he's going to get his shot off against anybody on Brooklyn that they try to put on him.
Yep.
Jaylen Brown will get a shot off against anybody on Brooklyn that they put on him. The issue will be what's going to happen when Flat Earth and what's the name? And I don't feel good for Kimba in that matchup. Not if Kyrie healthy. To be perfectly honest, I don't feel comfortable with anybody against Flat Earth if he's healthy.
Yeah. But see, defensively, that's going to hurt them. Harden and Kyrie in the backcourt defensively is not good.
You don't got Cass LeVert. You don't got Dim. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and you don't got Jared Allen. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot. They lost a lot to get to see if we could just outscore everybody. And that's the same type of thing that Houston had. Yeah. Remember, they went small ball. They playing with dudes, tallest guy on their team, 6'7", playing forward. Playing seven. Like, I know this ain't a big man league no more, but LeBron's 6'8", and he played point guard.
Yeah.
Don't get punched.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't get that part of it, yo.
I feel like, I got the Lakers winning if everybody's healthy. But say like Portland was to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Brooklyn can stop Portland if everybody's healthy. Okay. Dame and CJ too good for them boys. They can't.
You know what the issue is? KD. Portland no guys.
Yeah, but
nobody got to ask for KD. Bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And also you can be physical against KD too. Playoffs, throw bodies at him.
When has it worked? That nigga been prolific in every playoffs he's been in.
He's playing with Golden State. You can't double nobody.
Right.
You can double somebody this year?
You can slight help.
Oh,
Kyrie's a shooter. He's not a shooter though. He wants to drive. You can sag him.
He can get anywhere he wants to get on the court. Double team or not. I don't think he got double team.
You don't got double Kyrie. I'm saying KD. If you want to double KD, you can't.
I think you double team the Beard because the Beard got playmaking skills as well as
but that's why you don't double team him. You double team him, he's gonna hit the open man easy.
He didn't do it in Houston. That's one thing. When they pressured him, when he had that ball, when they pressured him, there's a lot of off the leg. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dribble off the leg. A lot of.
Well, that's also the way the offense was constructed. Nobody cut. There was no movement on that offense. So when you're doubling him, it's nobody cutting open off the ball.
I dig it. So who's gonna be cutting off the ball like that in Brooklyn though?
KD cuts. Kyrie cuts now. You got that shooter, Joe Harris, in the corner. Or actually, he's not even a corner shooter. He's just a shooter.
Yeah, Joe Harris shoot.
Yeah.
I picked the Lakers too. I thought the Lakers would win in 6 if they didn't have Harden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Them having Harden changes a lot, and me seeing him play the way he'd been playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't think that he was going to be able. Of course, I didn't think he was going to be able to play the way he played when he was in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't expect him to be this good of a playmaker because I thought if he did some of that at Houston, they actually would have been better. I think him helping Chris Paul off the ball or him helping Russ off the ball would have helped.
Look at his assist numbers in Houston, though. They wasn't low.
No, 7, 8 assists, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that don't, like you said, that don't help none when you giving up. 32. You know what I'm saying? Like, like they would never stop nobody. You never seen Houston be like, yo, they really clamped down on Sunday. Like, we would say that about every other team in the league except for Houston. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we about to start saying the same thing about Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that gonna bode well for them in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother animal when it's like, dogs. It's 87, 89.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying?
If
they go into a bubble again, Kyrie might be out.
Crazy. Well, I know that whatever happens with Anthony Davis, man, if hopefully he gets his rest and he comes back full strength so we can see a good playoffs. But if not, like we said earlier, the Lakers will make it to the playoffs, but they ain't winning the chip without Anthony Davis. They not.
As long as LeBron put that cape on him, then he definitely is the greatest.
Yeah,
if he Brooklyn by himself.
If
I will say he's
if
the
he
greatest.
does that, everybody says I'm like, okay, listen.
Yeah.
I mean, most like you.
And I say he can never get it. I say he can never get it over Mike.
I always say that too.
I still believe that he beat Brooklyn by himself.
He beat Brooklyn by himself.
He do that by himself. That's like.
I said in our group chat earlier, I was just watching some LeBron highlights and he was talking about the shit he was doing on sports. And I was like, you know what? LeBron is moving up. I already had LeBron in my top 5 anyway.
Right.
Yeah. But he's starting to move up that list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In that top 5 list. Because it's like, yeah, Mike was getting busy at this age. You know what I'm saying? But
Mike wasn't getting busy when LeBron was getting busy.
Say it again.
LeBron been getting busy since high school, straight out of high school.
Right.
That's one thing I give LeBron.
I get busy.
He had a head start on Mike in the league and came in the league giving people numbers
with the most pressure.
With the most pressure,
and lived up like being on the
exceeded.
So
we were talking about this other day, right? Like he got to be number 1 when it comes to that.
Yeah.
He got to be number 1. I'm thinking. Lou Alcindor / Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got to be at least if he got to be in the top 3, at least when it comes to what you were supposed to be and what you ended up being.
Right.
You know
Agreed.
Agreed. I mean, I throw Peyton Manning in that. You know what I'm saying? Another one. You know what I'm saying? John Elway. Why bullshit? You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. Yeah, I mean it's a nice amount of athletes that are in that league, but it's definitely a small group of people.
Yeah, I can't think of nobody else. I'm trying to think across all sports who had that type of build up and came into the league
to the pros,
busy. Other person I can think about close, and you might have to give him an asterisk because of the cream and the clear might be A-Rod.
Oh,
A-Rod was a monster in high school. Like A-Rod saying he's supposed to be one of the best players ever. Came out here, got 2 9-figure deals.
Yeah.
It's like at some point you gotta give that man his credit. Same thing with Mike Vick. Right. Mike Vick got a 9-figure deal, went to the federal penitentiary for 3 years, came out, got another 9-figure deal. That's athleticism that we just like touch. You know what I'm saying? Like them dudes, like God just like allowed them to go into the line like 6-7 times.
Skipping people and all that.
I know.
Don't forget, the Yankees gave A-Rod another $200 million contract after he got caught cheating.
For what?
That's how good he was. That's how good he was. Yo, we know you cheated, but before then, you still upped it.
And you do it better.
Crazy dudes.
Crazy dudes.
Crazy human beings. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, before we get out of here, Dwight, you just sent us the link to the new we got a new Biggie documentary coming on Netflix. When's it coming? Or
I think March 1st.
In March, yeah. It's called I got a story to tell. Now this, I mean, there's been movies and television shows about Biggie. A few. This one, I feel like this because I watched the trailer and I feel like this one is I guess it's really chronicling Biggie's story from where he came from the beginning to I see his mom is in it, like
Like I see a lot of footage that I've never seen before.
Yeah, I've seen some footage. Yeah, some video camera things. I'm like some like home videos. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So
that'd be cool.
And I know you mentioned before we started recording, you had an interesting perspective about, all these different things about Biggie, and you feel like, what I don't want to mess up what you said, but you said what? Because he was so young.
Oh yeah, like
yeah.
I didn't think they had that much to tell. Like Big died at what, 24, 25?
24.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and he had the second album didn't even come out yet.
Didn't come out yet.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It was actually pushed back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And one thing about Pac is Pac had.
Yeah, he was in that studio.
Yeah, he was in the studio, but he had crazy story. His mom was a Panther, dad was a Panther. What you call that? School for the Arts. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
In Baltimore, lived in New York.
Movie star.
Yeah. Did Digital Underground first, was a roadie for them. Then started doing his own thing. Like Pac had 2 or 3 careers in his short time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just getting started. You know what I'm saying? I think his only movie credit or TV credit was when he was on Martin, right?
Right.
Who was the man? Was he in
Who's the man? Yeah,
Martin.
Who's the man? You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't even get a chance to work his second album.
Right.
He didn't get a chance to tour his second album. So I'm happy that you guys said that you saw new footage and stuff. So maybe we might learn some new things. Maybe be getting some of Big as a child more, and Big as a high school guy, like how he get put on the music and that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because when we saw Notorious, that was basically what we already knew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, it should be. I mean, anything that got to do with Big, I'm always gonna try to pay attention because he was the closest. Like, we all were pretty much around the same age range, so we grew with him. So we saw that rock. So it means a lot to us because we can clearly remember what we were doing when certain songs was out and how we felt about.
You were the one that told me Big got killed.
Yeah,
you remember?
I remember because
it was after Jiggy.
It was after Jiggy,
and Hypnotized dropped, and there were Chaos going on like 5 times.
And the night before, the Soul Train thing was the night before, I believe.
Yeah, Soul Train was the night before.
And Sherrod, a good friend of ours, we were living together at this time. His sister called early in the morning at, he wasn't home. I was like, "What's up?" She was like, "Yo, why they kill Big?" I was like, "What?" So when I found this was early in the morning. She called.
I know it was early.
It was early in the morning. I was like, "What?" Yep. It was crazy. It was.
Did you call me?
Huh?
Did you call me?
I don't remember. I remember
somebody woke me up.
Okay.
Big called me. John called me and was like, "Yo, busted, Joe, Big is dead." I'm like, "Huh?"
Right.
Like, he got killed last night after the Soul Train Awards. Huh? I remember just saying, like, I remember I'm turning on TV, turning to MTV, trying to see what's going on, and then who we see? Fucking Kurt Loder.
Yep.
Whenever you saw Kurt Loder, you know it was some serious shit. Usually not good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, yo,
right.
Notorious B.I.G. killed outside I remember just listening to his music all day. Yeah. All day. I remember just playing big records, mixtapes off the Clue joints, just all day, just hearing that shit. I remember specifically listening to remember Puff used to do mixtapes with a bunch of the mixtape DJs that was out. And he did one with SNS. It was my favorite one that he did. And this one they had Smoke with Pac, and it was on there, Puff Stuff and Greasy on there. And that was I remember just listening to that shit like 3 or 4 times that day. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then finally the shit came on TV and you started seeing, the clips, the pictures of the suburban shot up and all that shit.
Yeah. So it's like when you see this the trailer for this doc, it's like, okay, and you're seeing footage that you ain't never seen before. It's like, okay, it kind of brings you back to like, oh yeah, this is something I definitely want to check out.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. Like Puff is talking in it, his mom is talking in it, Lil C's is talking, like all the right people you would expect in a big documentary is gonna be in there. So I'm sure people are gonna watch it.
Honestly, I would rather see.
You rather see what?
I would rather see a doc on the making of Life After Death.
Exactly.
I'd rather
see that. I was just about to say sort of the same thing. I was like, the shit that, and I think we mentioned this before on one of our episodes. The thing I sent to John Pierre years ago, it was a documentary of the making of Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
It had
I still got
the producers and all them. I want
Yeah.
to see more of those.
Yeah.
I want to hear those stories, those studio stories.
Yeah.
Big kicking people
And it
out,
seems
these
like
notorious thugs.
Yeah. It seems like our generation, because we were the generation before you could just send the file and somebody could send the file back. And you actually had to go to the studio or be in the studio.
Right.
I think we get more of those stories from our era. You know what I'm saying? To get those. And there's so many great albums. Like imagine, like I've Complex used to put out the oral history of albums.
Yeah.
And I remember I used to read them all the time. Like when I was at lunch from work, I read the one for Illmatic. I read the one for Ready to Die. You know what I'm saying? And doing a documentary for that, for all those seminal albums. It Takes a Nation of Millions. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like we need to have those documentaries. We need to find out what NWA was thinking when they did Niggas for Life. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see that. We need to do some more of those. We need to holler at Leak.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
we can be good at doing shit like that.
No, that's some dope thing to, like, to have a nice history about these classic albums from from our past or whatever. That'd be dope. But yeah, that's a good idea, Teef. Like they should do one on the life after death.
That'd be dope. I'd rather see that.
You could talk to all the producers alone. That would be just good enough. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, that would be great. That'd be
what they were thinking, like why they giving this beat.
Right. Huh?
The only person that's not here that was involved in that is Big.
Right.
All the Hitmen is here. Easy Mo B still here.
All of them. Havoc is he did it on there. 112.
Actually, two very underrated producers. Easy Mo B and
Havoc definitely. Yeah.
Havoc is definitely. Yeah. Listening to Joe podcast the other day, and they was talking about verses. He was like, "Yo, anybody want to see it with Havoc on that?" I was like, "It'd be whoever want to jump on Havoc on that would have a warm time." Because he had some of the illest beats in history. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just the mob had some crazy beats.
Right. That was nice on that.
I wish Big had more material. I wish that too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And like John said, like the difference between him and Pac was in that studio.
Yeah.
Pac lift it. Yeah. And think about, I wasn't a Pac fan, still not, to be perfectly honest.
No.
Right.
But I could respect the fact that he was just putting them joints. He was a machine. Yeah. He was going there. And I remember listening to Dre in one of these documentaries, he was like, Pac was just getting there and be like, yo, dude, put the next thing up. Boom. Put the next thing up. Put the next thing up. I was like, yo, that means you're a prolific writer, number one.
Right.
Yeah.
And your energy level in the studio after drinking and smoking, no doubt.
Right.
Yeah. Being able to go in there and just being able to, number one, remember them shits and just being able to and throw them out like that is, you gotta respect that.
Yeah. Because like
exceptionalism.
Everything that came out after Big died, we heard.
Yeah.
There was nothing. There was no new verses.
Nothing real new. Nothing really new. Right.
Like with this Nipsey joint that just came out. Nipsey, that verse is crazy about Nip, and it's new. Like it's not new, but it wasn't leaked. Nobody heard it. Like,
right. Yeah, I guess Big wasn't a studio rat. You know what I'm saying? Like some people be in the studio, and they got material. Big wasn't. He was just, and that's prolific too. You know what I'm saying? Not right, or you know what I'm saying? Just come in, do boom, boom, I'm out.
You know what? Big might have been somebody. It was like Big remind me of somebody who might have been like an athlete who had just God-given ability in something, and they said, "Yo, you got to do this."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who is 16 years old,
right,
or 14 years old, and he's 6'10". You playing basketball.
Yeah.
You may not like basketball. And if you got a little bit of athletic ability, you definitely play basketball, whether you like it or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think Big was just a great rapper.
Yeah.
Good wordsmith, put it together, found out he can make some money through this, and then enjoyed the spoils of what came along with being a rapper. And
he just got that money too.
Yeah, and was 20.
Just got that money.
22, 23 years old. And we could all, relate to being that. And we can't relate to being a millionaire, but I can relate to being just as ignorant if I would have been at 22 years old.
Right.
So it's like I can see them Puff talking about, yo, come to the studio at 11 o'clock. Son, it's Friday. or say come to the studio at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and I know the tunnel is popping.
Right.
Nah, son, I'm going to 23rd. I'll catch you, you know what I'm saying, afterwards. I'll be there at 6.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then you go home with the shorty, and that ends up everything. And then he's like, "Oh, I'll go the next day," and that puts it off because Puff got to do that. So I can see Puff having it being a struggle for Puff.
A struggle, right? To get him focused.
To get big in it.
To get him focused and do that. Yeah.
And I can also understand Biggie saying, "Yo, son, we fresh out."
Right.
Fresh out, son. These checks, I ain't never seen a check like this before. Me and all my boys can go in.
Yeah.
I'll see you Tuesday, Puff. I'm not dealing with this one. No
yeah. Regardless, I definitely look forward to seeing this documentary. It's called "I Got a Story to Tell." So, I mean, check it out on Netflix. You said March sometime to come out.
Yeah. Yo, did y'all get a chance to check out the Hip Hop Uncovered joint?
Nah, not yet. I caught a little bit of
the FX joint.
Yeah. I haven't
Yeah,
watched
I'm
it
watch
yet.
some. Yeah, I'm about to watch some of that. Yeah.
I'm about to.
I watched the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
Let me say right now, I always had respect for this person, but I have extra respect for Waka's mom, Deb Anthony.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
True
definitely gonna check
gangster,
it out.
in a good way.
I'm gonna check it out.
And I had no idea she was Bimmy from the Supreme Team sister.
Yeah, I didn't know they was related either.
Like,
look, I had no idea.
Same premise sister. Like, I had no idea that shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Crazy, man. Crazy.
All this shit is run by the mob. Whether the mob that got white skin or the mob that got
right. That's what they said in the beginning. Because I started watching the beginning part, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's real shit, man." I'm definitely looking forward.
I'm
to
mad because I couldn't binge it.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have the F's out coming every
slick with it.
They gave us the first 2 the first 2 F's I saw the other day. It was good though.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check those out. Yeah. Definitely gonna be some good TV. All right, so we're about to get up out of here, y'all. Before we go, I always have to thank y'all. Please continue to like, share, subscribe. We need to grow this thing, man, because we want to continue to grow and give y'all good content. So until next time, y'all, we'll see y'all.
Shout out to my brother Nard for the Morgan State paraphernalia.
Morgan State. What up, Kennard?
Kennard Perry,
what up?
TTC member. He does a lot of these. He got these. He got T-shirts. This is my favorite T-shirt, son. I think I literally wear this shit 3 times a week. I don't go nowhere, so That's about to stop though. I'm about to release the fresh. We got to, man. We got to free the fresh.
Put that thing on, man.
Yeah, man. We got to free the fresh. I don't care if I'm going out to pick my mail up. I'm about to throw on some polo shit. Stand outside for a second, smoke an Ellison.
Yeah.
I'm going stir crazy out here now.
All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.